Hello booktube, I'm back, sort of. So in 2019, I want to make an honest effort to upload more videos. I started the whole vlog thing as kind of a test last year, and I'd kind of just do it when I felt like it, or how do I say? I didn't know what I was getting into last year, but now I think I have a much better grasp on what I need to do to be successful at making videos. I also have like a ton of insecurities when it comes to filming myself, but that's just because I'm naturally a shy and kind of person, but I love books. Booktube helped me get back into reading last year. I read 86 books and it was awesome. So without further ado, I'm back and I plan to make a lot of videos, starting with my January TBR, which is very ambitious, but this is only half of it. So I thought, instead of talking about 20 books, which I have this whole goal, and so last year I made the channel, I thought a little bit of backstory might be important. So I started the channel with the goal of losing 100 pounds and reading 100 books last year, which I didn't do either of those things. Obviously, I read 88 books and I gained weight, so that was that. But this year I do have a lot more motivation and I'm in the right headspace to stick to a better, I think I'm just in a way better place now to do them both, but I'm gonna do them obviously a little differently. I still want to read 100 books this year, but I'm taking the weight loss like 1 month at a time and making smaller goals, and I'm definitely going to include both on this channel, but it's going to be primarily booktube with weight loss updates and other things like that. So this month though, I am a little ambitious, but I always am in January because I always get the most done when I set my New Year's resolutions. I don't know why, but I want to read 20 books in January, which is crazy, but to be fair, 10 of them are audio and 10 of them are physical. So I listen to a lot of books while I'm working, and I plan to do a lot of exercise this month, and I love to listen to audiobooks while I do that at the gym. So the 10 audiobooks will be easy. The hard part will be my physical books, which I've already started because it is the 5th today when I'm recording this. I'm getting a late start. I wanted to have videos made before the 1st, but that doesn't always happen. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that this video is only for my physical TBR, and then I'm going to upload another video afterward for my audio TBR. That way I'm not talking forever. And I'm also giving very brief descriptions about books because I like to go in kind of blind lately. It's something I learned about myself last year. When I'm more surprised about the plot and everything about a book, I tend to enjoy it more. So I know a lot about these books, but I'm just going to say a few words or a few sentences so the video is not too long. I'm the kind of person that likes short videos, quick, to the point. I don't know what kind you are, but I hope you enjoy. The first book on this list, which has been on my TBR for 6 months or so, and for some reason I never get to it, and it's one of the authors that I know I'm going to love, so there's no reason why I don't read it, because I read one of his series. And so the book I'm talking about is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. So a lot of people already know what the series is about. We have school setting, we have assassin nuns, grimdark on the darker side. I think the main character, so I've read about 40% of this already, and the character's pretty young, and already 2 years I think have passed, but it kind of goes back and forth between when she was younger and at the school setting where she's at now. To be honest, this is a little slow compared to his Broken Empire series, which I went through pretty quickly. I mean, once I picked them up, I read them pretty quickly. So this one is a little slow. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a 5-star for me, which I thought it would be for sure, but I am enjoying it, and I love Mark Lawrence's writing and his characters. So I think the second half of the book, though, is probably going to pick up. It's just a lot of world building, a little bit of world building, and more like just the explanation of how things work in this world. So yeah, this is one of the first ones on my TBR this month. That's why I'm already about 40% into it. So yeah, hopefully I'm planning on picking up one of these every month until I finish the series. Another book that's been on my TBR for a couple months, you'll notice that in the first 4 or 5 books I have on here, I've been slowly reading a chapter or two every month and then for some reason putting them down. But Blood of Elves by Andrzej Sapkowski. I don't know how to say this name and I apologize. I'm going to try because whatever. But Blood of Elves is the 3rd book in the Witcher series, but it's technically the first book of the actual novels. The first 2 I read were collections of short stories, which I really liked one of them, and then the second one was okay. But this one is the first one where it has like a cohesive plot all the way through. So, and most people know that the Witcher series, the Netflix show just came out. There's video games. This was translated from Polish, I believe. If I'm wrong, then I apologize. But yeah, so I've played a tiny bit of the video games, but I'm like a book first person and then game TV show later. Like I like the original source material first. So, and that's usually the book. So yeah. Geralt, he's a witch hunter. Well, he's a monster hunter. So they call him a witcher, but he hunts a lot of different monsters in this world. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first 2, and I'm hoping I'll enjoy this one too. The next book, I'm already halfway through. I listened to the first half on audio. Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. It's the first in a series. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. I'm not enjoying it that much, but there is it's a little slow because the beginning. I'm really not enjoying the audiobook in particular, so I'm actually going to switch to this physical edition for the rest of it this month. And that's what I do sometimes. If an audiobook's not working for me, then I'll pick up the regular book if I can, you know. It depends on if my library or my script has it, then I don't have to buy it, but I'll usually, and that's what I did with this one. I read the first chapter, but then I noticed my script had it, so I was like, okay, I'll listen to some of this, but I don't really like the narration for this book, and it's just a little slow, and I'm having trouble keeping up with what's going on. So this one I'm going to finish the physical book. I have about 50% left, and I hope I like it because I do own the other 2 because I went on a book outlet binge at one point, and they were super cheap. I think it was Thanksgiving maybe, I don't remember, but yeah, these were there and I own them all now, so I'm gonna read them. So, but yeah, okay. 4th on my list is The Wolf by Leo Carew. This book is really good so far. It's kind of like almost really based on war and political intrigue, but two things I don't typically enjoy, but this book is really weird. It's like unlike anything I've ever read. This book is kind of based on what would happen if, or how we would have evolved if early humans had survived. And there are these big, strong, I don't know how to explain. I really don't know how to explain this book. I don't know enough about it, and the back of the book doesn't say enough. But there is a booktuber who really loves this book named Liene, or from Leanne's Library, and she is the one who got me to get it, actually, because she's so passionate about it. And I was taking an anthropology class at the time, and it really... Next on my list is both Obsidio, which I have the dust jacket for somewhere, but I like to put them away until I'm done reading them, or else they get all messed up. So I already read Gemina. I read it on the 1st, so I did like a little mini reading binge and read for 12 hours and finished it in one day. So I'm reading this as well. This is the 3rd one in the the Illuminae files, and the last one, which is the best way for me to describe the Illuminae files. They are, which most people have already mentioned, that they're in like multimedia emails, chat text, a lot of different surveillance footage. They're really quick to get through, and they're really fun. The best way for me to describe this plot would be like space chase. The first book has like some things you wouldn't necessarily combine, like space chase with an outbreak of this virus that makes people crazy on the spaceship, and then like super crazy AI. I don't know. It's really fun and it's really easy to get through. So I'm gonna read the last one. I read Illuminae, the first one. It was one of the first books I read in 2019. So I was like, well, let's just do that again. Why not, right? I'm picking all these books I feel like are either I'm already in the middle of from last year or are super easy for me to get through. That's why I picked books that I knew I'd get through quickly. The next two books, I read Blackwing by Ed McDonald last year. This is the last book, Crowfall. I'm in the middle of Raven Cry, which I loved Blackwing. It was like my favorite book of the year last year. So I knew that I'd get through these pretty quickly because the writing style is really good, for me at least. And they're just super, like the first one takes place, like the whole thing I like about it is that they have this, I don't really want to give too much of the plot away, but there's this weapon that creates this wasteland called the Misery. And basically the magic in that Misery is like the best part about it. It's like this really creepy area where pretty much anything can happen, but they have ghosts, they have creepy little, I don't even know what to call them, creatures that, and the author is really good at creating, writing these scenes that are just gritty and dark and scary. Like, it actually scared me to read the first book. I'm not really getting much of that from the second book yet, which is disappointing, but I'm hoping that it will pick up. But this is the last book. I'll also be reading these because one of my goals this year is to, if I start a series, I want to read them as quick as possible instead of putting them off a year or two like I have been, which I think a lot of people, at least in the booktube community, have a habit of doing. So yeah, but if you like grimdark, or if you like really dark, unique stories, I definitely recommend what is the series called? It's called the Raven Mark series. A couple months ago, I made a video. It was a 5-star prediction video, and I had 5 books on it. And I haven't finished it yet. I made it like 3 months ago. I've read a couple of them, and I do have one 5-star already, but I'm not gonna say which one. But this is one of them, Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. From what I've heard about this, it just sounds like something that I'd love. It has a interesting like artifact magic system. I'm told it has really good world building and thief like main character. Something that I will probably enjoy. And the second book comes out this year as well. This is one hardcover that I actually paid mostly full price for. I think I had a coupon from my cell phone company, but other than that, and I don't usually buy a lot of hardcovers new, so I'm hoping I like this, or it would be a huge waste because everyone knows how much hardcovers are. And if you don't like them, it's just like, oh no. So, but yeah, I risked it on this because I've heard so many good things, and a lot of people that I have a lot in common with in booktube and my friends, they like this, so I'm hoping I do too. Next on this list is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This is his YA sci-fi series that came out last year. I actually went and got this signed when it first came out, so it's been over a year, and I still haven't read it yet. So I like Brandon Sanderson. I really like Brandon Sanderson, so. And I've heard a lot of good things about this. I heard it's pretty fast-paced with an interesting plot. For the most part, the basics I know about it is that this is Spensa, and she wants to, so apparently her father was a deserter in this war or something, and he's well disliked in this world, so she has to kind of battle against that when she didn't really have anything to do with it. But so I'm not really sure. Other than that, I heard it has good friendships, heard good world building. I don't know, it's Brandon Sanderson, so I'll probably like it. I liked his other YA series, the Reckoner series, so it's hard to disappoint me when it comes to Brandon Sanderson, unless it's the last Mistborn book, Mistborn, which is an unpopular opinion, but that's the only book I've read by him so far that I didn't really like. And that concludes my physical TBR for the month, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you're reading any of these books, let me know. If you've already read them, let me know. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.